Da-da-da. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got the Coco crew here holding it down live. First of all, you got yours truly, sexiest man on all Internet Wrestling Radio Type. Boom, boom, here's Second Room, live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. And of course, joining me down there in the deep and dirty South, talking about Sammy Sinister. And then way there across the pond, across the Atlantic, he's more sophisticated than all of us put together. We're talking about LK. What's up, gentlemen? Good to see you again.
How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. What about you, LK?
I'm doing splendid.
Yeah, what is it, like 2 in the morning out there?
Oh, it was. I can't remember. That was a long time ago when it was 2 in the morning. It's
Jesus.
3:30. 3:30 now. 3:30 now.
See, who says we're not dedicated to this? Well, kids, we are in the final stretch here. We have just wrapped up part 2 of Ultima Lucha Dos, Chipwrecked. And we are in... I mean, everything's fired up. Everything's about to come to a head. So, of course, the first question I'm going to ask you guys, and I'm going to ask you, the internet infantry. So, down here in the comment section, over here in the chat, and yes, we will be taking your questions and comments live as they come. Got to ask, what do you give the show? A win, a loss, or a tie? LK, you're up the latest. What say you?
Weak win. Weak win. I enjoyed parts. Like, I didn't hate it. Better than last week's for sure. Way better than last week's for sure. But, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Maybe because today when I woke up, I watched the Cruiserweight Classic. I then finished off Impact. And then I was like, oh shit, I haven't watched Lucha. And then I watched it, and I was like, I just don't feel it. I don't know if you guys, it just doesn't feel like Ultima Lucha. Do you get the same? Does it just feel like a regular episode of Lucha Underground to you?
I completely agree.
I think there's a reason why they did it into 3 weeks, because I think they're building up to the grand finale. Because I think you got to get, because I mean, as it stands right now, I mean, you were to do like a 4-hour show, and unless you're WrestleMania, you really can't do that. So I figure a year, or not a year, but an hour to get, 2 more matches out of the way that's had a lot of build to it. Let's settle the score, and then we're going to go up to the absolute grand finale with the 2-hour second season finale next week. I think, it left me wanting more. It left me wanting, okay, I'm saying, how is this going to end now? I mean, I'm not going to get to the cliffhanger right now, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But I'm going to give it a win. I'll give it a solid win. I was entertained. I enjoyed it. Some scores were settled. Some new stories were started. And, again, I am left wanting more because I can't wait to see how this fucking ends, because I'm like, the next episode's the last episode of the season, and then we're going to have to go through, like, this period where it's just dead. We go through Lucha Underground, Luchador withdrawal, and then we have to, my suggestion to that is put on a Luchador mask and go running around outside and challenge people to like random matches. In fact, challenge those Pokemon players while they're out there with their cell phones out there searching for Pokemon. Put on your Lucha mask and challenge them to a match, and then jump off of something at them. Just do that to pass the time.
I gotta find my Lucha mask.
What the fuck is this Pokemon shit? Like, it was #1 trend worldwide. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is Pokemon?
I figured you, of all 3 of us, would fucking know.
I'm not a Pokemon guy. I've had sex.
Okay. Baby in the bunch.
Throwing down the gauntlet. Shots fired.
Okay, and here's the thing. I'm not into the Pokemon thing either, and I'm going to get back on the Lucha Underground, but this is this is where the AM part comes in with Wrestle AM. This is the AM part. It came out, at least as far as I know, this past week. Now, Pokemon, when it came out, when it got big here in the U.S., I was already in high school, so I had no emotional attachment to it whatsoever. I kept hearing so much about it. All I knew was it was like a card game the kids were playing. And they were, battling each other, and you had to get, these bigger monsters to battle the other monsters. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I heard there was, a TV show. So I was like, okay. I was off, one day, and I was like, okay, let me see what this Pokemon... I was like, okay, I think this is for kids. So I have no emotional attachment to it whatsoever, but people who are younger...
My generation, specifically, absolutely grew up on Pokemon. I was in 4th grade when Pokemon came out. the first games, Red and Blue, I admittingly know way more about Pokemon than I'm quite comfortable saying on here, because I know a lot. Again, to go along with okay, I have procreated. I have proof that I have procreated. It's on the internet. But it's just, I mean, I'm sure the games are fun, and like when I was a kid, I loved the games, and I'm sure Pokemon Go is fun and everything, but it's just a bunch of nostalgia goggles. That's all it is. But
yeah, but here's the thing. The new thing about it is to actually play this. Like you download it on your smartphone, and then looking through your smartphone, it's kind of like a GPS, and like you can see like a mile ahead of you in your area. If you physically go outside, you physically go out into the real world. If you got this app open, you're looking through your cell phone, like Pokemon will pop up in there, and you got to try to catch them. And so there's like one guy, like in my station, we interviewed like a person, we were doing a story on it. This one guy admitted he walked 18 miles in 3 days.
Damn.
Playing this game. And it's led to some problems because these Pokestops sometimes wind up on private property, so you get like a ton of trespassing calls.
Why were you arrested? Oh, I was trying to find signal for my Pokemon game. My God.
Congratulations. Welcome to you know what? Fuck Pokemon. This is wrestling. Let's talk about wrestling.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to give this show the weakest tie I absolutely can.
Oh, weak tie.
We're not talking about Pokemon here. We're not talking about Pokemon. This is Ultima Lucha.
No, for real. I'm gonna give it I almost wanted to give this show a loss. I really did.
Okay, guys.
I actually liked last week a little bit.
All right. Well, let's expound upon that. You guys seem to be a little bit more down on it, especially you, Sammy. So
and I know that's so strange because I know how hardcore I've been on Lucha Underground all season.
Well, we'll start out with it, man. You know what exactly about it let you down?
We've had 3 Gift of the Gods championship matches now. Okay. Literally all 3 of them have been the same.
Okay.
I remember I told you a long time ago I had a spoiler given to me by fucking JR. Fuck you, JR. That spoiler was that Sexy Star was going to win this. So I knew she was winning it going into it, which took some of it out of it for me. I knew. So that's not really fair for them. But it's just... it just felt like this episode, not the show, this episode had no soul. Like, it just had no substance to it except for 1 or 2 parts here or there. There were some cool spots and some cool things that happened in the 7-way match, and then good lord, that death match was a fucking disappointment. Super disappointing. But we'll get into more, but it just felt like there was no substance here. There was a little bit of story, a little bit of this, that, and another, but man, it dragged me.
Dude, this is going to be the most disliked video in the history of KocoSports. Because right, so we've got people, we've called people who play Pokemon virgins.
No. You call people.
We've annihilated all the Lucha Underground fan base now, or you have.
No, you have. I've said I liked it, so you know. I'm the only one still in good graces. I'm the only thing keeping this.
No, you got it last week, Booms, when you were negative. Did you see the likes to dislikes ratio? It was like even by the end of like 6 each because you didn't positive PT it up.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna powder anybody's balls. I mean, if I don't like it, I'm gonna say I don't like it, and I'm gonna explain to you why. And I think I laid out my case. I mean, if you disagree, fine. Then
did y'all not like last week too awful much?
I did not. I think they. I think if they would have done it, like if they would have like taken the ending and moved it, and done like maybe like a match they had tonight, you know, on this past episode on the one before it, maybe would have saved it. But
to me, and I liked last week. The one thing they needed to do last week to make me like it more: don't call that Ultima Lucha. Call it the Road to Ultima Lucha.
There you go.
Same as this show. I didn't believe these matches.
I think the only reason they did that. And this is just my honest opinion, I think the only reason they did that, they said Ultima Lucha was going to be in 3 parts, was to top last year. Everything's been about topping last year. It should be. And I think they kind of got in their own way on that one.
And I'm really, and again, y'all know I've been hardcore pro Lucha Underground this whole year. I've literally never given anything less than a win to them till today. But Vampiro was on Stone Cold's podcast today, and I was listening to that as I was finishing up at work doing my manager thing, and he said that Season 3 is infinitely better than season 1 and 2. So I'm really excited because I'll trust him on this one.
Okay, you know what? Let's talk about the show. Let's get into the first match here. Now, this I don't necessarily say is a bad thing is to have another Gift of the Gods match, because you have to have a Gift of the Gods champion. You have to have one at all times, because you have to have that championship, that guy to challenge the champion at any time. You have to defend that championship, and let's see, let's run it down. I mean, the first episode this on season 2 is Phoenix lost it to King Cuerno. Then he got it back. Then he cashed it in, won, lost it the next week in Gift of the God, or not Gift of the Gods, Aztec Warfare, excuse me. Then they had another Gift of the God, a quick Gift of the Gods tournament, which was won by Cage. He immediately cashed in. Next week,
No, it was won by
Chavo
Guerrero, and Cage won it from him.
Yeah, and then Cage won it from him.
Fact right, bro.
Yeah, and then, fuck me, I know. And then Cage immediately cashes in, goes out the next week, loses to Montanza. So then, again, it's the Dragon Ball title, because, all the 7 medallions get scattered every time. But no, I like that. And this match here...
And I do too.
I did like it. Let's run it down here. You had Daga versus Sinestro de la Muerte, Mariposa, Marty the Moth Martinez, Sexy Star, Killshot, and Nightclaw, the debuting Nightclaw, I should say. Looking at all this, let's see, Sinestro de la Muerte, he was the first one eliminated. He didn't impress me. And then you had Nightclaw. Let me ask you this. What did you think about Nightclaw's debut?
As I'm writing my notes, the first thing, like the first couple of minutes of the match, up until Sinestro was eliminated, I'm watching it like I really expected a lot more out of this guy. They built it up for weeks, and then he kind of fell flat. And then he did that fucking moonsault off the office onto everybody. I'm like, okay, never mind. I spoke too fucking soon. But he was far from the star of this match.
Yeah,
that was impressed enough, I guess.
That's plus. It's one hell of a match to debut in. When when you have 6 other people. I mean, it's not like one-on-one where you have a chance to shine. Now you got to share the stage with 6 other people, get your stuff in, and I just think he kind of got lost in the clutter. I don't know if they were just trying to hide any potential weaknesses, to add some mystique about him, because now apparently he may be a major character for the 3rd season. I don't know.
Like I said, this match did not at all to me stand out from the other 2 Gift of the Gods matches, other than who won. I think for going into season 3, they need to change up how they're going to do the Gift of the Gods match. Like maybe do an elimination tournament, and as you win, you put a Murder Medallion in, or something like that. They've got to change it up. You can't do it. And I know Lucha's all about a bunch of people in the ring, but to me, you just can't do this again, because this fell flat in a lot of ways. And I mean, there's some great shit in here, but going into it, the only person I'm looking at, and again, I got it spoiled for me, but I separated myself from that, and I watched it, and I went, there's only one person in here that I could ever see winning this title, and it was Sexy Star. I didn't see anybody else in that ring winning that thing.
Killshot a push already.
Killshot, I just didn't see him. I don't like Killshot. I just didn't see him.
Yeah, I think he had a great season 2.
He had a phenomenal season 2. Marty the Moth had a great season 2.
Oh my God,
I didn't see him winning.
Speaking of Marty, man, I like when it came down.
Pull those trunks up, you dirty fucker.
That's the point. That's the point. Did you see how Melissa Santos introduced him?
Yeah.
It's like Marty the Moth Martinez, and then remember at one point he got knocked out of the ring and almost put his face directly in her crotch.
Yeah, and he pushed her away. That was funny.
Yeah, but I like when it came down to the very end, Sexy Star against Mariposa and Marty the Moth Martinez, and I was like, this kind of, it's kind of come full circle, because remember, he kidnapped her at the end of season 1.
Yep.
They tormented her. She got beat down, but she came back. She got a little bit of revenge against Mariposa. And that phenomenal no mass match. And then I think it was just fucking poetic. She finally got her hands on Marty. Not only did she beat him, she made him tap.
Yeah. Which was cool, and I like that. And like I said, I didn't feel that anybody outside of Sexy Star was going to win this. I didn't feel I mean, and there was some great wrestling here. I didn't think Killshot was going to win. And I think Daga was the star of this match, even up until he was eliminated. Daga was the star of this match. And I pray and hope there's more of him in Season 3, because he was the fucking shit in this match. But, yeah, I've been talking too much. Okay, what are your thoughts?
I enjoyed Nightclaw. Like, I generally did. Everything on my notes for the first half is just Nightclaw, like the flip in reverse STO to eliminate the fucking... I have Dead Guy because I slaughtered the Spanish guy's name. I mean, that beautiful Phoenix, that nice Phoenix splash to eliminate fucking...
Hey, okay, I hate to interrupt you, but Sammy, can you check your audio one time? I'm getting some feedback from you, but okay, go ahead.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Just, yeah, I mean, Mariposa for the first time's impressed me. I thought she was a lot better than what she was before. But, I don't know, I just didn't care. I can hear the thing in the background now as well.
I had this problem before, and it hadn't happened.
Are you using headphones?
No.
So you're having the audio come through the speakers?
Well, I've had it, like, it was weird to explain. Like, I had it go through my audio, but I didn't have it going through my speakers. Oh, well. Is that better? Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, okay.
Is that better? No, because I can hear the others. I enjoyed it. No, I don't know what to say about it. It was a spot fest with jobbers, minus Sexy Star, Killshot. I mean, Marty the Moth pisses me off. I don't like Mariposa for a fact. I mean, fucking the Dead Guy. I don't even know his name. It's Dead Guy.
Sinestro de la Muertes or something like that? I don't know.
Yes,
I couldn't even try and repeat that. This to me felt like, oh shit, look at those poor bastards over there. They don't have a match. Oh shit, but we scheduled them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Oh fuck it, just go in this Gift of the Gods match. I mean, was there actually qualifiers for this? I don't remember qualifiers.
No, it was like a 6v6 tag match, which I thought was kind of lazy too, going into this, and that's how they decided that. But yeah, I mean, I think I completely agree with you. It was, and this happens in WWE all the time. Is the first time I felt in Lucha they went, fuck, we need people to be in the show. Y'all will be in the Lucha or in the fucking Gift of the Gods match, but we all know who's gonna win.
Yeah, I kind of like this element of surprise. I mean, it was like, for me, it was genuine surprise when Sexy Star won. I was happy.
Like,
So
even
who else-
not knowing
yeah,
the
but who
spoiler
else
that I
could
did,
have-
if I'm watching it, I'd have been like, okay, Sexy Star's gonna win.
Like, if we did a preview, it would have been like, oh, well, Sexy Star, maybe that Nightclaw guy, that's it. Like, honestly, who else is there that could have won? But everything else, by the way, after this is fucking awesome. Like, I loved every single bit after this. I just didn't enjoy the open.
See, looking at it, I mean, let's just go down the line here. Daga, I could maybe see him carrying that. I mean, not saying like he would cash in and win, but I could see that.
But not how they've booked him thus far.
Well, I mean, that
He's
could be
been on the show far too little.
Well, that could be the beginning of a push.
I would personally, I would like to see him more before I throw that strap on him.
I agree. 'Cause he doesn't really have a character, does he? He's just a great wrestler at the moment. So let's see how his character develops.
Yeah, like Sinestro de la Muerte, as much as you guys may laugh, here's what I would do. If I was booking it and they said, okay, we're going to put the Gift of the Gods Championship on Sinestro de la Muerte, how do you make this work? I would say simple. I would have him win the championship, bring it back to Katrina Mil Muertes, and then he just hands it over to Mil Muertes.
And I'm okay with, and that would have been cool because the way that Lucha set up, that would have worked. I still wouldn't have put it on him.
You know, and then let's see, Mariposa and Marty the Moth Martinez, I could see them like holding it, like, and they just go like crazy. They tease if they're going to cash it in when they're not going to cash it in. They're kind of taunting the champion, you know, we can cash this in anytime, and just go crazy with it. And they have like an internal debate of like whether or not to cash it in because it's gold, and they're obsessed with money. You know, they're obsessed with shiny stuff, and it's just like, should we? No, but then we lose it, and they're just kind of like in this. They go kind of like go Joker on them.
Yeah.
Killshot. You know, I could still see Killshot.
I would have rather have seen a singles Killshot Marty the Moth match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you got to figure that. I mean, but Martinez has still got the dog tag, so you know this feud's not over.
Oh, not by a long shot.
And the Nightclaw, I think that would have just been okay. His first night here on Lucha Underground, he's now the Gift of the Gods champion, and here you go. It's like, oh God, what's going to happen now in season 3? Should the champion beware? I could see that. I mean, but I'm very happy with the result with Sexy Star win. And here's a game I haven't played in a while. Fact or fiction. So here comes the question. Before, and this is fact or fiction, you got to tell me, I'm going to give you a question here, and you're going to tell me by the end if what I'm saying is fact or if what I'm saying is fiction and why. Fact or fiction. Before everything is said and done with Lucha Underground, they will have a female champion.
Fact. It's going to happen.
I'm not going to comment.
And I know you say, well, but she's the Gift of the Gods champion. No, I mean fucking Lucha Underground champion.
Fact.
Fact?
No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not. Carry on. Next.
Alright. Let's see. Then next you go to, this is kind of a setting up for a little bit later. Joey Ryden and Castro Cortez, they're putting a wire on Mr. Cisco, basically telling him as long as they get the dirt, as long as he can get the dirt on Dario Cueto, he's going to get total immunity for his crimes. So I was like, okay, I like how they're setting this up. And then they go back to the commentary desk. They start setting up the rest of the matches. So next week we're going to have the 2-hour season finale, and the matches we've got left to handle. We've got Ivelisse versus Taya, Drago, Phoenix, and Aerostar. They're challenging Johnny Mundo, Jack Evans, and PJ Black for the Trios Championship.
That's probably the match I'm least excited about.
Mm-hmm. The debut of Black Lotus versus El Dragon Azteca Jr. Dragon's mask is on the line.
How about this? Right, use those two. Right, put those two in this Gift of the Gods match that we saw earlier. Get rid of the dead guy. Get rid of Mariposa, and boom, Mariposa can be ringside, and because there's no DQ, she can just get involved.
I don't know if I disagree with that.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with it because I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I want to see Black Lotus debut, and I want to see this whole thing with through the soap opera from backstage, who killed, who actually killed Black Lotus's parents. Are they going to hash all this out? I want to see Black Lotus actually wrestle. I just kind of want to see how their story is going to come to a head.
Alright, I'll let you have that one.
Or the no, I don't think it's going to come to a head. I think they're just turning. This is going to be the next chapter in this story. I think this one's not over yet. Then we're going to have Pentagon Jr. versus Montanza Cueto for the Lucha Underground Championship.
I am so fucking I'm more excited about that match than I've been excited about a match in fucking forever. I'm so stoked. Especially the way Vampiro ended the show, which we'll get there.
Oh, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so fucking excited.
And then Prince Puma versus Rey Mysterio Jr. And here's another question for you, gentlemen. Apparently they're booking Prince Puma and Rey Mysterio Jr. is the main event over the Lucha Underground Championship. Is that a mistake, or is that the smart move?
I think your belt and your title match should always be the main event. Always. I don't like... Even though I am beyond excited for the Prince Puma Rey Mysterio match, and it's going to be phenomenal, it should not be the headliner over your title, because it discredits your title. You're saying our people are more important than our title.
UFC do that, don't they? They always, like, for instance, they could have had the Brock match as the main event of the pay-per-view, but they had the women's match go on last because it was just because it was for a belt. Yeah,
and I agree with that. What about you, Booms?
I agree with you, Sammy. I really felt like Pentagon Jr. versus Montanza Cueto should be the main event because it's the championship. It's going to set the tone for the next season. I really felt like Prince Puma versus Rey Mysterio. What it is a big draw. It is a big it's a big name here, but I still think your championship should mean a little bit more. I mean, it's kind of like when it was that year that it was on Wrestle Kingdom that the fans voted for the Intercontinental Championship to be the main event instead of the IWGP Championship. I think it was at Wrestle Kingdom 8. I think that was, and that was decided on by the fans, but I still think that was a big mistake. I think, your championship, the top championship match should go on last. That should be your main event.
I agree.
And then we get to our main event for part 2 of Ultima Lucha 2, City Under Siege. King Cuerno versus Mil Muertes in a death match. And holy shit did this fucking deliver. This was not a lot of wrestling. If you were looking for headlocks, drop down toe holds, suplexes, this was not your match. This was two luchadors just beating the piss out of each other. They tossed each other around outside. They went to the top of the stairs. Heads went through windows. They went back down. They used weaponry. They threw each other on the bleachers. Multiple use of tables, foreign objects, ladders, stairs. They threw everything at each other, and this was just, I think so far it's the most brutal match that they've had on Ultima Lucha 2 thus far. We get to a point where I think they kind of cross the line is when, which I'm not opposed to, because King Cuerno grabs a hold of Katrina, he gets hit through a table for his trouble, and then Mil Muertes just power bombs him through consecutive tables, and then just takes a damn crowbar to him, which I kind of think crossed the line. I mean, it's just, I think even Matt Stryker was like, okay, it's one thing to put somebody through a table because you can kind of recover from that, but you're using like a blunt object like that. A little too realistic for me, but he lays him out, gets the pin. Katrina gives him the lick of death, and then out come the medics to tend to Cuerno. So, wow. Absolutely just insane match, but good nonetheless. It was what everything El Jefe would want, man. Just nothing but violence uncut. But LK, I'll start with you. Do you think I'm being a little too critical, particularly when it comes to that spot with the crowbar?
I like the crowbar spot because the match is a death match, and if you want to kill someone, you kill them with the fucking crowbar, didn't you?
Yeah, true. Because this is more of a TV show, not an actual promotion. So, they've done worse on this show, but. Yeah, so I guess if it's like a regular show, I guess maybe I'd have a problem, but this is a TV show, so maybe I should let it slide, I don't know.
If he did it like up front, he literally just swung from like that, that's a bit different, but because he did it from the top and it looked kind of fake, I was fine with it. If it was just a proper swing to the head for it, that'd have been different, but it looked fake, so it's fine.
Sammy?
I hated this match. I hated it. Okay, let me rephrase that. I didn't hate this match. I was so ungodly disappointed in it. I had extreme high hopes for this match, and they just did not deliver for me. Because I judge every death match I'm ever going to see from here until the end of time off the Sierra Muerto Vampiro Pentagon Jr match. And this was not even in the same ballpark. This was like watching Teletubbies.
Well, there was just no blood in it.
But no, it wasn't even it. Like it didn't have the same feel at all. You can have a cool death match without blood. Yeah, it was cool in that match, but this match just didn't do it for me. The crowbar was kind of cool, but like I never felt like it was a death match.
Well, this has been this has been a slow build. You just can't blow your load right there.
It kind of rushed it. It just kind of happened, and it just. I never felt like this was a death match. I felt like this was a typical Lucha Underground match that was a little more hardcore.
The thing they did differently to kind of, they put each other's heads through windows, then they went back down. Bueno took like 4 table spots in a row, just boom, 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 boom. Then a crowbar to the head, and I was like, shit. That's, that's what they did. Do you think maybe they kind of held back on the blood so when they go to part 3, it actually means something?
Yeah, cool. You could see that they're going to do that. It's going to be a bloodbath eventually, but I like this.
By the way, kids, if you ever see anybody in wrestling wear white go into the ring, you need to be scared. Be very, very scared.
Why?
Blood.
Because that's an old trick. If you're going to try to make if you're going to do like a big blade job or a bloody match, The trick is you wear white because it makes things look more dramatic. Because if you wear like a darker color, some of that blood's going to blend in. But if you have white, it pops. It shows up. So even like a little bit of blood looks like a lot with that. So Dusty Rhodes used to do that all the time. You wear like a white shirt, and once you get blood all over it, it just looks like it looks like they've been cut like a stuck pig.
Gotcha.
So that's why you should always be like, ooh, shit. It's like when Ring of Honor, when I saw both B.J. Whitmer and King Carino wearing white, I was like, ooh.
King Carino.
Oh, sorry, sir. King Carino, son of a bitch. There you go. This fuck up brought to you by ProWrestling.me. We've got professionalism. And B.J. Whitmer and King Carino wearing white, I was like, oh, shit, this is about to get bad. But this one, it
Well,
was...
you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna backtrack on myself a little bit. If you're gonna say, "The fuck are you doing?"
Shit.
Jesus, man.
Beating the shit out of my cats. They're like just running around like tearing shit up. And I'm like, fuck you. Carry on while I like beat the shit out of them.
He's gonna throw down to the death match with his cats. To me, though, if you're gonna have a death match, especially if you're gonna put the word "death" in front of it, I'm gonna retract my earlier statement. You need blood. Sorry, and I'm not a every match needs blood kind of guy, but if you're gonna say death match, blood's required.
Where did they bleed?
It doesn't bother me that it wasn't there, but this match didn't do it for me.
I just don't get how they're gonna bleed. Like, I don't want to see them fucking blade their lips open. They could put the condom with the blood gimmick.
Last time they've done that, they've torn the mask. They've torn the forehead, at least the forehead portion of the mask off. They did that with Phoenix. They did that with Mil Muertes. They've done it with Pentagon Jr. So it's nothing new. They did that with Sexy Star.
Yep.
But maybe they're going to do that next week, so they don't want to make, oh, God, here's another mask break, oh, God, here's more blood. Maybe because we didn't get it on this episode, it'll make us really want it on the next episode, so that when we do get it next episode, it'll mean that a little bit more.
I can see that. If you're going to say deathmatch to me, you need to have some blood. And me and LK talked about that. I'm not a hardcore wrestling fan. I'm not a deathmatch fan for the most part. But if you're going to say it, deliver.
All right,
I did like how it felt like they legitimately wanted to kick the fucking shit out of each other. That I did like. So they told a great story. I loved when he got put through the glass and just nose-stoled it. It made him look like
I did enjoy that. Mil Muertes is the best at picking when he needs to move himself.
He's a zombie now.
He really is.
Yeah, he's a zombie now. This goes from like Friday the 13th Part 4 to like Friday the 13th Part 6. This is where he makes the jump. He was just kind of like a really mean guy. It was ugly, had to wear a mask, and now he's like dead, gets shocked back to life, and now he's a zombie. Unstoppable. Oh, and by the way, I got to ask you this guy, King Cuerno. I think he's one of the most underrated guys in Lucha
Agreed.
I don't know if I disagree.
WWE's got their eyes on him, and now I know why. This guy is, the guy's top notch. And
Dude, the guy wears a mask and a cowboy hat and looks cool. Like that. Do we need to say anything else?
That's all you need to know about King Cuerno.
True. There you go. Not so many people could throw that off. Okay.
No one could put it off. What are you on about? I'm shocked he pulls it off.
Okay, next we go to the announce team, and Matt Stryker talks about the match he had with Pentagon from last year. He's asking about, what do you think about Pentagon's chances? You said you were revealed to be his master, but you haven't really been with him this year. And then finally, Vampiro picks up a trash can, dumps his medication in there, and then says, "You know what? You're right. It's time for me to be the master. I'm gonna go talk to my student. I'll see ya." And he walks off.
How fucking awesome was that?
Yes, that was fucking awesome.
Television done right.
I know, right?
It just lets me know it's like somebody. This is where I think the blood's coming. This is where I think it's going to turn into a bloodbath.
Be good.
Look what he did last year, and imagine he's going to try to top that. You know what? If that's the case, all three of us we need to go by the Red Cross right now and start donating blood, because I'm pretty sure Pentagon Jr is going to need it.
Yeah, but I'm kind of hoping that they don't do really hardcore stuff in this match, because Pentagon Jr is a fantastic hand and a wonderful worker, and he's shown that off this year, and I want to see a lot of that going in the match. I want to see him outmaneuver and outthink Montanza, and that's how he wins. But I'm not going to be disappointed if it turns crazy.
Well, I mean,
that's just the match I would like to see.
What if this match is just super quick? Because I kept thinking this is like the entire plot of Kill Bill.
Like he just goes in there and fucking stuns him and it's over.
Yeah, he just goes in there, hits him with like a package pile driver, and it's done.
Oh my god! Like y'all don't understand. And I don't read spoilers. If Pentagon Jr. wins this belt, I'm gonna get naked so quick that it's gonna blow your fucking mind. Like it's just, I'm gonna go from sitting on my couch by myself in my clothes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and you're new, and I'm just standing up naked. Don't ask why. You don't need to know why.
I don't want to know why.
It's gonna happen.
Right. Then we get to like the cliffhanger here.
What the fuck was this shit?
Oh, I know. Okay.
It was awesome. What are you on about? This was awesome.
Oh no, it was kick ass. I loved it.
All right. So anyway, we get in there with Mr. Cisco. He goes into Dario's office. He says, "Oh yeah, I'm just here to check on you." And it's like, and Dario's like, "Dude, just leave." And Cisco's like, No, you can count on me for whatever you're in. It's like, I want a part of it. And Dario's like, "Are you kidding me? Why are you nervous?" Like, "Oh, no, I'm not nervous." He goes, "Are you wearing a wire?" I was like, "No, I'm not wearing. Open your shirt." "No, I'm not wearing. Open your shirt." And he opens up his shirt, and he's got a fucking wire on him. He's like, "Is it? This is for the police. You're listening." He smashes the mic. "Come and get me, motherfuckers." Whatever. And then he says, "What do they want me for?" He's like, "Is it murder?" And he's like, "No, I don't think so." "Well, they do now." And then just beat the shit out of him with that fucking bull statue. And then he gets on this red phone, and he calls whoever and just tells somebody it's time. And I'm like, well, fuck, they didn't kill off another character, which sadly makes sense in this universe.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I love how at the beginning of the setup with this, both Joey Ryan and Cortez were like, "Oh, no, don't worry, he's not going to kill you." And I'm like, Cortez, you were there when you practically fed bail to Montanza, so he's not above it. But I guess he said, well, that was his brother, so not him. But he's not hesitant, to pull the trigger on somebody, so to speak. And then another thing, if they didn't have evidence on him before, they've got evidence on him now. They had a witness that goes in there with a wire. They know he's in the same room with Dario Cueto. You got to assume they're recording this shit. Dario Cueto gets on the microphone, pretty much says, "This is Dario Cueto, don't fuck with me, come and get me, motherfucker," smashes the mic, and then now all of a sudden, and they're obviously going to find Cisco's body. I mean, I think you've got him. Hell, fuck everything else, fuck the racketeering, fuck the drug trafficking, smuggling, whatever the fuck else he's doing.
Did you forget that apparently Dario Cueto is the linchpin to the end of the fucking world? So
well,
I don't think murder's going to worry him.
Well, here's the thing: you get him in, you get him to try to spill the beans. Just haul him in, because you know what? You're looking at death row. You're looking at fucking death row for this. You murder a witness. You're gonna you'll get the fucking needle for that.
Oh yeah. The one thing this show really, really did is I am so fucking excited for next week. I'm so excited.
And poor Mr. Cisco, just when he was picking up some steam, starting to become a fan favorite, they off him.
Yeah, and then dead.
It's like, yeah, and he's dead. But I think it was a good cliffhanger, and I want to see how this ends. This is not going to end with, "Oh shit, you just started a war," and they're shoving everything in the briefcases and hauling ass out of the temple.
I'm worried that this is going to end with Dario Cueto having to shut the doors. It's going to be, I reckon, the last ever episode is going to be a real emotional moment with Dario Cueto with the key, finally locking the temple up for good, and he's crying, and we're all going to come on here like tissues it out.
Just ugly crying.
No, that's going to be us.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
he said. I'm gonna ugly cry.
But what I like about this year is I can actually enjoy this year's finale because I know for a fact they've already got. I think they've already got season 3 in the can.
Season 3 wrapped up like this weekend.
So there you go. They've got season 3 in the can. Do you know when they're gonna air that? Is it gonna be later this year? Or are they gonna start it in January?
Not that I haven't heard anything.
I need to see when they're gonna debut. In fact, I'll look that up while you stall for time. But
I'll go to some live comments. We'll go to some live comments.
yeah, you go ahead and do some.
I can do a couple live comments, and then I've got to bounce.
You can shoot if you want. There's no problem.
No, I'll do a couple.
We have Ray Mustani win for part 2, same as Andy Paps. Andy Paps, 3 nerds on the internet don't know Pokemon Go. Oh, shooting there.
Damn! Shots fired.
Oh Jesus! Do you know Ray Mustani is allowed 1 porn question per week?
God
Or
damn.
per episode.
Okay.
Advice, you guys, for all the Pokemon virgins getting laid for the first time.
Jesus, man. You don't make this shit easy on us, do you?
Pushberry Fire, Chavo, Joey Ryan, and Marty the Moth.
Barry, Marty the Moth, Push, Joey Ryan, Fire Chavo.
I'd fire Marty the Moth unless he pulled his trunks up and sorted that shit out. Push, Joey Ryan, and Barry Chavo. Ray Mustani's upset because Booms is horrible to his cats.
They deserved it.
No. My body is ready for Ultima Lucha 2 from Andy Paps. That's about it from the live comments.
Just curious, when you say that escalated quickly, Andy Paps, in regards to me, what exactly are you? You talking about me getting naked? Because that's not escalating. That's just happening.
Yeah, but then what happens if he loses? What's your reaction going to be like if he loses?
I'm gonna cry. I'll probably get naked and then burn something.
Just go outside with your fucking walking stick, butt naked, just start smashing shit up.
Fucking get arrested. 27-year-old male arrested in Birmingham, Alabama, quoted as being really pissed that fucking Pentagon Jr lost.
You just see a fucking cell with like 15 males all wearing Pentagon Jr shirts all torn up.
Good.
The only thing I've been able to see here for season 3 is quote unquote early 2017. So
probably January then.
I'm probably saying January, maybe February at the latest. So we'll have to go about 6 more months without, Lucha Libre, which is way too damn long.
Which again, guys, you can watch CML if you want your Lucha fix. Maybe not Lucha Underground. If you want your Lucha fix, Cruiserweight Classic and CMLL is free on the Fight app if you have a smartphone.
I just can't. Is it still Mexican commentary on there, or have they
I
changed
do
that
believe
to
so.
English?
Which doesn't bother me too awful much. I can get past that, but I can completely understand if it does bother you.
No, it doesn't. Like, I watch Japanese, but it's when I don't know who they are, and I'm watching it with commentary. I'm like, whoa. And especially with Mexican wrestling, when there's always 6 or 8 in the ring, I'm like, whoa. And then they're flip-flopping and flying around. I'm like, whoa, who's he? Why, whoa.
Fair.
Who's doing the flippy-flips and loop-de-loos? I know not of you, sir. Can't keep up with you. You all look alike.
Oh,
Dun,
shit.
dun, dun. See, that's what's going to get the show canceled.
Yeah, there you go.
So we got me dissing Pokemon players. You've got, what was it you did earlier,
No,
Sammy?
I was mocking you,
Sammy
asshole.
dissed the show. Booms was this is racist. We're done.
No.
Fucking internet government's going to come down and fucking squash us.
Coco's gonna turn on the YouTube channel. Coco's gonna turn on his YouTube, and it'll be like 2 subscribers, and it'll be like us subscribed to the channel.
Probably. Yeah.
He'd
He'd be like, what happened? Be like, shit got real out of hand on that last one.
We made fun of Pokemon.
I was like, say no more.
It's like, ratings tank. Alright, you know what, let me take a look at some questions here. Andy Paps, who, by the way, is going to debut soon if he hasn't done it already. He's about to debut. He's asking how Dave is doing. Dave is doing fine. He's about to move into a haunted house.
What?
Yeah, I didn't tell you that story. Now, I talked with Dave this past week, and he let me know that, yeah, he's going to move into a haunted house. And I was like, I'm interested now. You have my undivided attention. Please explain. Because, okay, Japan has this weird thing where apparently they believe that ghosts are real. They thought that movie, The Grudge, apparently in Japan they think that was a documentary. So, like, they had this. Apparently, this realtor had this house, and by law, they have to tell you if somebody died or committed suicide or whatever in that house. They have to let you know.
America. If a house is registered as haunted in America and you're a realtor, you have to tell your buyers.
Mm-hmm. So they told him, and this scared everybody off except for Dave. And Dave was just like, so basically, he's going to move into this house. It would have cost him like $4,000 a month for like $300 a month.
Damn.
But the catch is he can only live there for a year. And after that, after he lives in there for a year, the lease is going to run up and he's going to have to move or pay the $4,000 because after somebody else lives in there for a year, then the realtors don't have to tell you that somebody died in that house.
That's weird.
Because, okay, so apparently if Dave doesn't get murdered by poltergeist in the next 365 days, then we know it's okay, it's good to live in. But if he does wind up brutally murdered under mysterious circumstances, you heard it here first. That's what killed him was ghost.
Fair.
I wonder if maybe he was buried on an Indian burial ground too. I don't know.
That raises a lot of questions.
But that's how Dave is doing. Let's see. Apparently Andy Paps did make his debut, and they fucked shit up and ran. I still have not seen the video, sir, so please post that post-haste. Let's see. Is Daga the better... This is from Carlos Salvina. Is Daga the better version of Alberto Del Rio? Yes.
I wouldn't go that far. Because to me, Daga is Daga, and Alberto Del Rio is Del Rio.
Well, WWE mishandled him. I will give him that. They mishandled him.
I think it just depends on if it's motivated Bertie or not.
Yeah.
Like, if he's motivated going out there, he's fucking awesome.
And then we're getting a question here. By the way, who was shocked that Moose was on TNA?
Moose was on TNA?
Yeah, he showed. He was like a free agent. He was getting scouted by. Ring of Honor was trying to re-sign him. WWE had their eye on him. I think New Japan was interested, and TNA was really interested. I think TNA made him the bigger offer. I think he's got like $100,000 or something.
Why would you go to TNA though? Especially right now, like signing with TNA is essentially like someone handing you a baby that's on fire and going, "Here, you take care of this." Like, it's such a bad idea.
I am so using that.
You can have it. I just made that up.
Oh, okay.
Karen,
go ahead.
I'll go after. I was going to say Andy Paps. When did he debut? Because I'm looking at detailed results from the latest two.
I think he debuted this past week. But it's been all over the interwebs that he showed up.
Was he wearing KocoSports and PWME on his tights?
He should.
I'd get naked
if he. If you just want to get naked, I'm pretty concerned.
I don't need. It just kind of happens sometimes, but I have to have a catalyst.
I know we use explicit language on this YouTube channel, but there's no need for that.
Fair enough.
Let's see. Will Lucha Underground ever reach TNA viewership numbers? And no, and let me tell you why. Because, believe it or not, Pop is actually on more cable networks than the El Rey network. The El Rey network, I'm surprised Lucha Underground does as well as it does. Because not too many people have El Rey. And the only thing you can do is go to like El Rey's site, then basically fill out this form to request to your cable provider that they carry the El Rey network.
It was standard on mine, thank God.
And it actually, from the commercials I see on there, it actually looks like a pretty cool network.
Dude, El Rey kicks ass. I watch it all the time. El Rey is what Spike TV should have been back in the day. Like, it's just kung fu movies, Steven Seagal movies, fucking tits and explosions in Lucha Underground.
Nudity on it?
What?
So there's nudity?
No, but
okay.
but you know, boobs and shit. Okay. And I didn't realize this until I saw the other day. El Rey is Robert Rodriguez's network. That's his network. Like, he is the executive producer on Lucha Underground, and everything goes through that channel is his.
Okay.
It's kick-ass.
All right. I definitely think we need to hopefully more cable. And I think if they were on a different, almost any different network, I think they would be doing a lot better.
Probably.
But I mean, they're going to stay where they're at because I mean, hell, it's Robert Rodriguez's network. He's not going to give up that baby, and unless the network as a whole goes under, then I don't know who else can pick it up.
One thing I think is going to help them out a lot is like they've got merch on their website, but they need merch for specific wrestlers now. Like, I want to be able to go into El Rey's network or go onto the Lucha Underground website and buy shit from Pentagon Jr, which you cannot do right now.
Well,
Can't you buy that Pentagon shirt he's wearing, or do you have to go via...
You have to do, like, you can't even get it through AAA's network. You have to do that shit, like, via eBay or be at a live show. Because I really, really want one.
Dude, Tier 1 is fucking hard to find their results, for crying out damn loud. Dude.
Alright, guys. Hey, I gotta bounce. I gotta do another probably 12-hour shift tomorrow.
okay.
So, y'all keep it ill. I'll see y'all next time.
All right. Thank you, Sammy.
Take care.
Wait. Well, hopefully he's put in what his name is, so that we can see what his name is. So I can type that stuff in. Okay. Oh my god, did you see this? Chauncey Bullock. Why SmackDown take TNA night? SmackDown, it's TNA wrestling. SmackDown, it's roadkill.
Well, I mean, SmackDown was always on Tuesday nights, by the way. It was always on Tuesday nights, and they just recorded it. They showed it on Fridays. Then actually, it was first Thursdays, then Fridays, then back to Thursdays again. And it was TNA's choice to change nights. They could have done a Tuesday Night Wars, but last time they decided to do a war with WWE, it didn't exactly work out for them. And Sammy Ole wants to know what does Sammy do for work? Is he doing since he's got a 12-hour shift? Does he work for a hospital or a fire department? No, actually, he's a male escort. That's what his job is.
That's why he's talking about taking his clothes off a lot.
Mm-hmm. See, not a lot of people knew that about Sammy, but I give you the dirt right here. Sammy's actually a male escort. All right.
Okay, results are up here. Okay, so I now know what the show is called. Oh, dude, he's on the show with Space Monkey. Lucky prick. I love Space Monkey. But one person I don't like, who I watched, Darius Carter. I think he fucking sucks. Major fucking cock. Okay, there you are. Yeah. We can find out who he is because I know what show it's called now. And hopefully there's a detailed review and we can see what the running was like. Because apparently he had a running. Wrestling 1 year later. Yeah. See, this is what people do when they're playing Pokemon. You just look like a silly biddy. Well, there's recaps. Oh, come on. On Sunday, no. There's a recap video, but it's 10 minutes and 55 minutes long, so sorry. I might give that a watch, but send us a fucking link so we can, as long as there's no music in there, I'll send a cheeky little message to Tier 1 to ask if we can put it on the channel.
Sounds like a plan to me. All right, you ready to wrap this thing up? We got to do a cruiserweight show.
Booms. Yeah. Already done it. Booms. Already done it. Booms.
Oh, you already done it? Okay, beat me to it. Sweet. Now I can go to bed.
Boom. Yeah, I was waiting because no one replied, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll do it. I waited long enough. Because I was worried I'd have to do this solo, and then you replied, and then Sammy replied like at the same time. I'm like, oh, thank fuck.
Oh, we always got your back, bro.
Good.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. I want to tell everybody to check us out at KocoSports.com, KocoSports.net. Takes you to the same place. It's your home for combat sports, where the world goes to kick ass, and most importantly, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. You can also check us out at ProWrestling.me. Very interactive on there. You can find the archives of all our old shows. You can read the blogs, communicate with each other on the forums, and you can read the latest on news and gossip. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. If you happen to miss any reviews this week, let's say we've got a Raw review in the can, ready to go. We've got, obviously, we got an NXT review in the can, ready to go. We just, as LK just mentioned, we got a review of the Cruiserweight Classic. I mean, so we're good to go. So be sure to check it out. We're going to start all over again with Monday Night Raw this Monday, so be sure to lock it down right here. So this is Boom Boom for Sammy and LK saying the boom just went bang, and I am out.